Who are the people who could open doors for you? Have you reached out to them? Because you need to find your allies. And there are lots and lots of allies who will help create the right opportunities to ensure that your talent is noticed. Mr. Rogers, his mom always said, look for the helpers. Look for your helpers. You've got helpers all around you right now. You've got a squad who are your go-to cheerleaders. You've got your ride or dies. I know you do. You've got sisters with shovels who are always willing to have your back no matter what, right? You need an A-team. That's what it comes down to. You need a squad. And I'm going to tell you, I've always loved having a squad. But I realized that even though I have a huge group of friends, I didn't have a squad. So about 4 years ago, I decided I was going to have a Valentine's Day for the women, a Galentine's Day. And I decided to invite 10 women in the city that I admired but didn't know. But I admired every one of them. And I swore that if I brought them together, they could change the world. These were politicians. These were leaders. These were doctors. These were attorneys. These were therapists. These were people on the front line that we would say today are absolutely changing the world. And I invited them all to a rooftop and told them for Galentine's Day, as I hosted a happy hour, I brought you together because I believe that if we're all in one place, we can probably solve the world's problems. And that's my squad. This group of women were waiting for each other. Little did we know. They were waiting for each other. This group of women has collectively changed the face of the city that I live in. They've run for office. They've brought down huge legislation. They've put themselves on television, written books. These are women who are changing the face of this state. And it was just because they all got brought together at the perfect time that they realized they had a much bigger purpose. So what I want you to think about is, who do you have that you could bring together, kind of like we just heard, as your board of directors, right? That was such a great idea. So who's your thinker? Who's your creator? Who's your doer? Who's your feeler? Who's your mover? Who's your amplifier? Who's your connector? Who's your giver? Who's your listener? Who's your fighter? I want you to start thinking like a builder. I want you to start thinking about how you can amplify the connections you have, but also we need to amplify you. And this is where we pull it all together. So I want you to think about how you can make sure that others know the depth of your knowledge. How can we connect it to something that's beneficial to others? Like, how can my superpower help you amplify what you're doing? Because that's what it's about, right? When I create space for more of us, I create success for all of us. So I'm really clear that when I help you, sister, it helps me, because that's what we're here for.